Look. Oh my God. Going on. 3, 2, 1.
This just in. George Marshall has joined the NFL in his first professional football team in Boston.
I'm the profligate son, owner of the most prestigious hotel in this country. Rooney, Mara, and now Marshall. All my friends are all making waves. I should also join the team. I got ideas that would help. Not only did I play for University of Pennsylvania, I helped structure the NCAA and coach. I should know. My father has told me not to do it, but I'm willing to do what I am passionate about, and I'm willing to put business over personal matters. If you're willing, we can make our hometown one day fly with our team. What do you say, Lord?
Yes.
Hello?
George, could you meet me tonight at the Sherman Hotel?
Yes.
Hi, nice to meet you. My boss, Eugene Staley, believes that sport and recreation are good morale boosters for the company. He was wondering if you could be our coach and employee for the football team.
Yeah, I'd love that. I do have a couple of questions though.
Like what?
Can I recruit players?
Yes.
Can the team practice 2 hours a day?
Yeah, that'll work.
And finally, can we practice on company time?
Sure.
Can you give this letter to Ralph Hay of the Canton Bulldogs, please?
This is from George Alice.
Thank you, good sir. Dear Ralph, would you be interested in starting a pro football league? From George. Here you go, good sir.
Thank you. Here you go, Mr. Alice.
Thank you. Dear George, we are actually in the works of starting a pro football league and have a meeting on September 17th at my dealership on Cleveland Avenue.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, George. I'm unable to keep funding the Staleys. It's costing me too much money.
Damn, that's too bad. Is there anything that can be done?
Not a lot can be done, but I'm willing to pay you $5,000 and move the team to Chicago.
That'd be great, Mr.
Come in. What's up, George? What can I do for you?
I'm moving a football team out here, and I need a place to play. I was thinking Cubs Park would be the perfect place.
We would love to host you. We are willing to give you a deal and take 15% of gate revenue and sales.
That'd be awesome. Thank you very much. Hey guys, let's change our league from the AFPA to the NFL. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. And I'm also thinking of changing my team name from the Staleys to the Bears. Since we're playing at Cubs Park, football players are obviously bigger than baseball players. And since baseball players are called the Cubs, we should be called the Bears since they're bigger Cubs. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. So both measures have been passed. The APFA will be changed to the NFL, and the Chicago Staleys will now become the Chicago Bears.
I can make money on the racetrack. I'm very good at gambling, and I've made some good money betting on horse races.
Well, I agree, but we can't support this family, especially with our newborn baby, off of gambling on horses.
I know, it's just my little Hope Harvey's football team can't make enough revenue to support us. I don't know what to do.
What about the new NFL league?
There's no way the league is going to prosper. It's countrywide, but it's so new, and who knows if it's going to make us even money or even survive at all.
We have to do something. We have to raise standing now, and we need to take a chance.
I'll talk to Tim Mara and George Marshall. I knew them from the horse racing world. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Great, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Well, to be honest, I was looking into the NFL, and as you know, Kathleen and I just had our baby, and we need a more sustainable way to make money other than gambling. I was looking at possibly acquiring a team.
It's great you asked. We're actually looking at adding a football team here in Western Pennsylvania, and would love if you could put together a group of investors.
Who do I present the investors to, and when can I get this process started?
You'll bring a group of investors to the NFL owners meeting in Pittsburgh at the Fort Pitt Hotel.
But what about the blue laws saying our team can't play on Sundays?
There should be no repeal of the laws. We're hoping everything stays as is.
This sounds great to me. I'm excited to get started. You know me, I love to take a gamble. I can feel the odds of this league being very successful if everything goes right.
We're all taking a gamble. We look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thanks for the opportunity, though. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Come on, George. We got something rolling with the basketball league. You have to come help us with this football league.
Yeah, we could really use you.
Yeah, I want you to run a team in Boston for us.
Nah, I don't think putting another team in Boston is a good idea.
Okay, we won't do Boston. How about we go to the Giants versus Bears game this weekend and we can talk more about it.
Okay, I'll take up on that. And maybe being in that environment and a few drinks will give me a change of heart.
After the Bears win 12-6 over the Giants.
Well, that was a thrilling contest. Thank you for inviting me and introducing me to all your friends.
That was a great game. Let's go grab some more drinks and I'll get you more acquainted with my investment banker friend, Jay O'Brien.
Why can't we have the best football team in the country?
Because it costs $25,000 to get a team going and be ready for season. We probably don't want to shoot that sum on enthusiasm.
Everyone else but Hurst was interested.
All right, I'll put $7,500 in to get the project started. Only if everyone else does.
I'll do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I have a wife and 2 children to support. The stock market crash is going to ruin me along with millions of other Americans. I didn't come from a lot of money like these other owners.
I had to sell all your stocks.
My real estate company's gone. My basketball team is now gone. I have no more money left for the Bears. We couldn't pay our guarantee to the visitors from Frankfurt.
We can afford to lose the Duluth Eskimos, Dayton Triangles, and most of the other teams that have already failed. If the Bears go under, it might take the whole league down.
I'm going to try everything to make sure that we can keep the Bears afloat. I'm going to keep looking for ways to generate money. I'll ask my mom, my mother-in-law, my best friend, Charles Bidwell, and my brother-in-law. If I need to, I hate to say it, but I'll have to take and ask my children to borrow money from their college savings account.
Later in the summer of 1931. Proposition, George. I've indebted in an apartment building and a gas station. I'm doing very well financially, but I do have seat mortgage payments to make. I want to unload 50% of my shares of the Bears and offer it to you for $38,000.
I do not have the money as of right now, but I can pay you in 3 installments over 3 years. I can find you $25,000 for the down payment.
Following the 1931 season.
I need to make a final payment of $7,000 to gain sole control of the Bears, but I only have $2,000 and no bank is willing to loan me the money.
Later, Hollis receives a letter. The Bears will be put up for sale. Hollis receives a call from the bank that's willing to give him a loan. Hollis runs to the bank and gets the check, runs it back to Stearman's lawyer's office, and hands the check over.
Congratulations, you now have full ownership of the Bears.
I don't have any more money to pay all the players and coaches like I promised. I apologize, I do not have any more money to pay you or the other coaches. I will, however, pay you in IOUs worth $1,000.
I trust that you will hold your end of the deal and pay us when you get the money. I respect that you are trying any way to keep this franchise afloat and not giving up.
Thank you, I promise you will get paid.
Before we start, Marshall had a proposal to share with the group.
Thank you, Carr. I wanted to bring up an idea. I realize you men know your football inside and out. But the way I look at it, we're in show business. And when the show becomes boring, you throw it away and put a more interesting one in its place. That's why I want to change the rules. I want to give the public the kind of show they want. Gentlemen, it's about time we realize that we're not only in the football business, we're also in the entertainment business. If the colleges want to loosen up their game with bad rules, let them. We don't have to follow suit. The hell with the colleges. We should do what's best for us. I say we should adopt rules that will give the pros a spectacular individuality and national significance. Face it, we're in the show business. If people don't buy tickets, we'll have no business at all. I had consulted with Hallis and came up with some ideas. We wanted to allow forward passing anywhere behind the line, spotting the ball 10 yards from the sideline where the play ended, and splitting the teams into divisions to make way for our first championship game.
All in favor of these motions, say aye.
Aye.
We will allow forward passing behind the line. We shall make marks to spot the ball 10 yards from the sideline where the play ended, and we shall put the teams in their respective division to have our first champion.
Alright, guys.
Perfect timing. We will now hear from Bert on his idea.
Gentlemen, I've always had the theory that pro football is like a chain. The league is no stronger than its weakest link. We must not focus on the now, but we must also look into the future. What I mean is who is going to carry our franchise after our stars now burned out. We must protect our college prospects and not lose them to our other leagues. I don't know about you men, but I'm tired of being rejected.
Something must be done.
Damn right. Fear not, I have a solution. I present to you men the draft. Pull the top college players and let teams select them one at a time, starting with the team with the worst record, which therefore needed the most help, and proceeding through the standings in inverse order, the best teams picking last. That would be fairer and more orderly than the mad scramble each year for the top college players. The talent entering the league would now be spread around more equitably, leading to more competitive games and ideally.
This makes sense to me.
I approve this.
So guys, I propose this to be an annual event to help each team be their best.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Attention please, here is an urgent message. Will Colonel William J. Donovan call operator 19 in Washington immediately?
My news ticker is telling me the Cardinals have taken the lead against the Bears. Oh my God.
What, the Cardinals scored again?
No, the Japanese just attacked Pearl Harbor.
The Giants coach, Steve Owen, told his players what happened. Jim Poole said that their coach gave us such a bad account of all things that happened there, it was like we didn't want to go back out on the field.
What are we gonna do now?
Attention, all officers and men of the Army and Navy are to report to their stations immediately.
Later, Hallis drives to the Great Lakes Naval Training Base.
Hello, Commander. With everything going on, can I be sent to sea or to a base?
I'm sorry, Hallis, but you're too old. I'll send your name to Washington. Maybe someone will pick you up.
They're sending me to Brisbane, Australia as part of the 7th Fleet. I won't be that long.
Later, in 1942,
I promised my friend Charles Bidwell a franchise in Los Angeles, but I need him to keep the idea quiet so I could clear the idea with the other owners.
Later, in 1942, in a meeting,
I have a different plan for football in Los Angeles.
I promised Bidwell that I would support him when Los Angeles opened. I told Art that I could not go back on the promise I made to Bidwell.
a few months later, Ward, being so frustrated, decided to form a rival league.
I understand that the NFL is becoming a whole lot more prosperous than anyone expected, and a few of their teams are becoming extremely successful. But when this war eventually comes to an end, Americans would really want to spend time on entertainment. when peace is restored and my new league can prosper.
It was June 1944.
We need to decide on a new name for this league, the All-America Football Conference, the AAFC. We will have teams in Los Angeles, Baltimore, San Francisco, Cleveland, Chicago, Buffalo, and New York.
A few months later,
We will hire Notre Dame's Jim Crowley as our new commissioner.
Halas, among other owners, fought in the real war. Mora enlisted in the Navy as a lieutenant in 1942.
Despite the war, nobody besides the Giants have a better team than I do. People thought the absence of hundreds of players from the league would level the playing field, but the Redskins are still a powerhouse team.
We are happy to announce the signing of 37-year-old Paul Brown to the AAFC. Brown comes from Ohio State. We will offer Brown $25,000 per season, which is more than the NFL commissioner makes. Now the NFL can really think we're a true threat.
The NFL had survived the real war as their players returned, but the league was under siege unlike anything they've ever seen before with the introduction of the AAFC. It would put the NFL to the test and threaten to ruin everything they've built over the years. Elmer Layden's 5-year contract coming to an end.
I think it's time to go in a different direction with our new commissioner.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I want a more imposing personality to lead our league.
As of right now, Layden will continue to be commissioner.
Over my dead body.
Guys, all in favor for keeping me as a commissioner, say aye.
Aye.
Layden, please leave.
What? You guys gonna regret this.
Bert, I want you to lead.
I don't know if Bert is ready to handle commissioner.
Yeah, do we want Bert to run this thing?
I see Bert differently. He is one of the few men who have the right vision for the NFL. His mission in life is football.
Dada, Mayor wants to speak to you.
Hello? Yes, Mayor.
I want to see you both at City Hall immediately. We sent undercover deputies to work security detail and found that Philcock and Habs have been hanging out with Alvin Paris. Paris has also spent many nights with both their wives as a bribe to throw the big game. Philcock, were you offered money to lose the game?
No.
Hapes, were you offered money to lose the game?
Yes, Paris did offer me money.
Later that night, Paris was arrested and taken to jail. Philcock and Hapes rushed down to meet him. Hapes was told to leave. Paris signed a paper admitting that he offered $2,500 apiece to throw the game.
Merle Hapes has been officially suspended from the championship game. Philcock is absolutely in the clear and is allowed to play the game.
The Bears jump out to an early 14-0 lead, and Philcock ends up breaking his nose, but continues to play the rest of the game. In the end, the Bears ended up losing 24-14. Paris trials several weeks later.
I lied to the mayor's face the night of the game, and truthfully I actually did receive a bribe from Paris to throw the game.
Burt Bell was outraged, and even though Philcock and Hapes were dismayed, Bell felt that it hurt the league's credibility in a huge way by consorting with a gambler.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Months later, at the league meeting, the owners approved the rules that allowed Bell to ban any player or official without appeal who held knowledge of a plot to fix games and anyone who seemed undesirable to the teams or the stadium. April, later that year.
Philcock and Merle Hapes are suspended indefinitely from the NFL. I was tempted to ban them for life, but I have decided otherwise because this ban option was not voted in place when these two men received bribes. Professional football cannot continue to exist unless it is based on absolute honesty. And the players must not only be absolute honest, but above suspicion.
Philcock and Heaps never returned to the NFL and finished out their careers in the CFL, or Canadian Football League. As Tim Mara predicted, the NFL, and the Giants in particular, had started to decline in revenue and the number of fans since the previous season's scandal. Over the next decade, the game was no longer about the ability to build character, inherit violence, and its approximation of war. Those elements were not what got the fans involved. It was now about the speed and toughness and the sheer brilliance of talent that brought people to watch.
The rise of the AAFC, we as the NFL should at least try and cooperate with the AAFC to make a deal happen.
No.
We want to put the AAFC out of business.
We don't want to cooperate with them.
Rooney and I are operating in the red. We can't keep this up.
Alice, Marshall, you have to understand that we can't keep losing money. Since you guys are the only teams not losing money, the league will go down to only 2 teams remain.
Our proposal is that we, the NFL, will take on the Browns and the 49ers, and all the other AAFC teams will be dismembered and spread out in an AAFC player draft for the NFL teams. The remaining AAFC owners are allowed to invest in an NFL team as a minority owners.
That'll work.
That'll work.
That would, yeah.
No, the Baltimore Colts are too close to Washington. Washington is my market, and I don't want a team that could take some of my markets. I will accept $200,000 from Warner to buy out the market.
No, that is ridiculous, and I will not be paying. See ya.
Since we said that every AAFC team has to agree on the deal, and since the Colts won't agree, we are unable to sign. We are unable to sign the agreement, and we will continue with our 1949 season.
The Steelers will not be able to field a team next season if the NFL and the AAFC cannot come to an agreement.
Bell, how are you doing today?
Good, how are yourself?
I'm good.
Alrighty, let's get down to business, alright? Our latest offer in the NFL will take the Browns and the 49ers, and we will also take the Colts if a price can be arranged. The rest of the AAFC would go out of business.
I'll lower my asking price to $150,000.
100,000.
75.
How about 50?
Yep, deal.
Alright, that settles it. The remaining AAFC players will still be put into a draft. Good evening, my NFL fanatics. The AFC, or should I say the AAFC, and the NFL will combine to make the NAFL. We will have 13 teams with the division alignment to be decided on later. Evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the first NAFL league meeting. First order of business. You know what? Who likes the new NFL league name?
It sounds funny.
Oh, sorry. I hate it.
Not me.
Okay then, let's change it back to the NFL. Next, let's try and figure out the division alignment. We can all agree that there will be 2 to 6 teams divisions, but who should we be the swing team?
Maybe it should be the Browns.
If it's the Browns, we're going to pull out of this league.
If we can't come to an agreement soon, I'm going to quit, and you will all need a new commissioner.
How about Baltimore being the swing team?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No.
Nobody cares. The motion passes 12-1, and the Colts will be swing team. Next, how are we going to distribute the remaining AAFC players?
What if all the bag teams get a couple more players than everyone else?
Do the AAFC teams get to keep all their players?
Let's break, and I will try to come up with the solution. I have a plan. The 3 AAFC teams will get to keep and protect 32 active players. The Packers, the Colts, will get 5 extra selections because they are the weakest teams. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right then. Only a couple more things left on the agenda here. Let's keep the rule of allowing unlimited substitutions during games. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hello, Don. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. What is that?
This is a television.
That's weird. You can't see anything on it. Will it be anything more than a toy?
This will change the way of life in America.
Yeah, okay.
I'm serious. Imagine this being in every home and the screen being even bigger. This will allow people all across the United States to be able to watch sports and the news.
So I heard about this thing called television, and I think it can be a game changer for the league.
How so?
Well, if we are able to sell broadcasting rights to TV stations, we will be able to broadcast our own games across town.
Okay, if you want to sell your broadcasting rights for your games, you can.
Hello, I was wondering if I could talk to somebody about potentially broadcasting NFL games.
Yeah, we can do that.
Perfect. How much do you guys pay?
We can pay you $900 per game.
Dang, that's a lot. Guys, I don't think this TV thing will work.
What do you mean?
I'm losing money from tickets. No one is coming to my games because they're all on TV.
Okay. We will ban any team from being able to broadcast home games.
By 1953, half of the homes in America would have TVs, and the owners knew that they had to act.
I'm going to have the first game of the new season be the AFC champions Browns versus the NFL champions Eagles.
That's great. I cannot wait.
I am also going to try and sell some more broadcasting rights for the game.
Good luck with that.
May I speak with the representative for Dumont, please?
What's up?
Well, I have this big game coming up for the NFL, and I was wondering if we could try and work out a deal for you to broadcast NFL games.
Explain.
We want to try to have our opening game of the season, 15 regular games, and our championship game all broadcast on television.
We will pay $8,000 to each team for the deal.
Sometime later.
Here you go, Bill. The stats from the televised games.
Please read them to me.
Well, when we first started, 17.1% of our TV audience during the afternoon time slot was watching the NFL. Now, in 1954, 36.1% of the audience during the afternoon time slot was watching NFL games.
That's amazing. I'm going to tell the other owners now.
May I speak with a representative for WGN, please?
What's up?
I was wondering if you would like to televise some of our Bears games.
That'd be nice.
We will cover all the costs, but we will need out-of-town sponsors to help break even.
I can help with that. Hello, George. We've seen how popular the Bears have been, and we would like to offer you a commercial deal.
How much?
We will offer you $30,000 for 50% of the ad space.
That'll work.
Sometime later, after the 1958 championship game, 40 million people watched the game.
Looking, throwing in the end zone. Congratulations. This has got to feel like, man, I don't believe this is happening to me, like a dream come true.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, so it's an example of what happens when guys believe in each other. And I mean, there's so many reasons why we're here. I mean,
in trouble. It's going to get there. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in him? In the end zone, it is caught for the win.
Gannon steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it!
Throw it
as far as his arm can take it, which is well short. And the Kansas City Chiefs have won Super Bowl 57.